What's going on, YouTube? Talon here, and welcome to my first ever Battlefield 4 YouTube commentary. Now, I'm actually fairly new to YouTube still. I've only been around for about 3 months. I've mostly done, Let's Plays and stuff like that. I have a couple of Battlefield videos on there, but I wanted to get more into it because I actually do play the multiplayer quite a bit, regardless of all the, lag and netcode issues and all that stuff. But that's kind of old news. The game's been out for, 6+ months now. We all know it's still broken. DICE, please get on that. And, one more thing, please take away the trigger delay from, the Magnum and Rex and such. Please do not keep that in there. Just put it back to Battlefield 3. But anyway, back on topic. The gameplay in the background is just some Battlefield Bad Company 2 Rush and some Battlefield 4 Conquest. Unfortunately, we cannot play Battlefield Bad Company 2 anymore right now because of the servers being taken down. EA says that they're trying to find an alternative, but I don't know, I kind of wouldn't get my hopes up. I'm not really sure. But today's topic of choice is the Dragon's Teeth DLC. Now, a lot of YouTubers have already talked about the guns that we get, like the Desert Eagle and such, which I'm looking forward to. But I wanted to talk about kind of the area or the lifespan in Battlefield 4's DLC and compare that to the Battlefield 3. So my first question for everyone here is, do you think, ignoring the netcode, because we all know that still needs a lot of fixing, but will Dragon's Teeth be as successful as Aftermath was? So let me get into why I think Dragon's Teeth has a huge potential to be as good as Aftermath, but also the weight that it carries. So if we go back in history a little bit, let's look at the Battlefield 3 DLC. We had Back to Karkan, which was personally my favorite. And then we had this huge weight, and after that we got Close Quarters and Armored Kill. Now both of those kind of split the communities down the middle. Half liked the close quarters action, the others liked the vehicle combat, but found the maps were too big, the list goes on and on. But Aftermath kind of brought us all back together, it was a combination of the urban warfare and the vehicle combat that we all grew to love from the Battlefield series. And then, we had Endgame, which was, just a continuation of that. Not so much urban, but, it was pretty good maps, and personally I liked it a lot too. But then we look at Battlefield 4's DLC, and China Rising didn't exactly give us what we wanted. It was very disappointing, especially for a lot of people who were expecting a lot from at least the first DLC, since I know there were some old Battlefield 2 maps in there, and it just didn't deliver. They took out the Levolution or the weather effects, with the snow on the mountain level, but we didn't get any of that. And then Second Assault, we had to wait a long time for that if you're on PC or the PlayStation community, and it was just really, you guys took the easy way out and just took 4 old maps that we had less than a year ago and brought them back. And did we really need Operation Metro when we already had Operation Lockers? Personally, just my opinion, so just kind of a grind me fest. And then after that, we got the Naval Strike DLC, which I personally think is the true first DLC we've gotten from Battlefield 4. Now, I actually personally liked Naval Strike. Carrier Assault was okay. It was fun at the first, but after a while, it's just I'm just going to go back to Conquest and Rush like we always do. And surprisingly, Rush works on some of these game modes. It's not the greatest. Bad Company 2, in my opinion, easily the best. If anyone knows me, they know that I started with Bad Company 2 and have gone to Battlefield 3. I've also played 2 and 1942 after Bad Company 2, but that was definitely my starting point. And I feel like DICE just had a huge opportunity with Rush on Battlefield 4 and didn't really deliver. I mean, come on, would it really have been hard to dedicate one map that was a little better to Rush than, just make one more Operation Locker clone? I mean, really? But that's getting off topic here. So with that now, after having Naval Strike all done, now we're up to the 4th DLC, and since both Dragon Teeth and Aftermath are supposed to be urban warfare environments according to DICE, how is it going to stack up to Aftermath? Aftermath, like I said before, is a really fun DLC, and it was, you easily find some Conquest servers or even Team Deathmatch. I think you can even find Scavenger still. But Dragon's Teeth really needs to up it, and like I said before, if we're ignoring the netcode, the map design needs to be huge. I'm personally not, when you add new weapons in, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll unlock them. I am actually very interested in the Magnum type pistol that they are bringing in. However, I have heard that they might bring in the trigger delay. Others have said no, they're not going to bring in the trigger delay. DICE, please, no trigger delay. That's all I'm asking. Come on. But after that, it's kind of well, the maps really need to hold our interest, because if you make the maps and we like them, you know, when they come out, because it's like, hey, look, new maps. After a while, it's kind of like, okay, now what? I'm just gonna go back to the vanilla maps, or you know, I'm just gonna stop playing. So it will really be interesting to see how DICE tackles this, and we know it's actually being made by DICE LA, the ones who brought us the Second Assault DLC. DICE over in Sweden, I believe, made the first DLC and the third DLC, China Rising and Naval Strike. So it'll be interesting to see how DICE handles this fourth DLC. If they can, you know, hopefully with the patch fix a lot of the netcode issues, then great. If not, then they're going to miss a huge opportunity here, and they could lose even more fan base. You know, we look at something like Bad Company 3 that will hopefully be coming out eventually, and personally, I'm a little worried about that. But, you know, that's another topic for another commentary, which I hope to do soon. So, like I've said before, let me get your opinions down in the comments below. Do you think Dragon's Teeth has as big an impact as I think it does, or do you think maybe it's just like, it's just another DLC, whatnot? So leave your comments down below. I'd really like to hear what you guys think. I'd love to get a lot of conversations going, and I will see you guys in the next one. So until next time, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.
Just taking control of objective Bravo. Choose out of your location. There appears to be an enemy LAV in position.